That was one of the big learning experiences for me, is to be open to be surprised. For the longest time, because initially when I was working back in Houston and I had a job and so forth, I would expect the extra income I wanted to come because somebody was going to give me overtime. And I had to learn to let go of my expectations, because that was coming from my ego. My ego knew what my past was. It knew what my perceived capabilities were. It knew what the avenues of income based on the past were supposed to be. And I had to let go of my ego and allow the universe, which of course has the global perspective, to say, you know what, we can surprise you and bring money to you in any number of ways that you've never even imagined before. You just have to let go of being concerned about it. And that was a tough one, because I had to trust, which is another big issue for most people. It's like the step 5 in the attractor factor is about trusting, is about letting go. It's about going with this whole process. And what I have found is that at this stage of my life, I am amazed at where the money comes from, how much comes in, and the level of wealth that is there. There does not seem to be a sky is the limit type of thing, because even the sky is a limit. We seem to be able to go far beyond it, and I have no idea what the limits are. As long as we take the limits off of our own brain, our own belief system, it can come to us in any number of ways that we've never imagined before. Certainly could come from the old routes that they came into our lives before, but as long as we're open, it could come in surprising ways. And that was one that I had to wrestle with. And then the other part that you had mentioned a little bit earlier was about when you stopped, that a lot of this stopped. And I have found that, yes, when I stopped focusing on what I wanted and stopped declaring goals and stopped spending time visualizing or nebulizing or feeling what it would like to have the things I wanted, it seemed to slow down to a kind of an automatic pilot level. So in other words, if I've already raised my prosperity IQ, if you will, then I will continue to bring in that amount of money for that level. But if I wanted to raise the level, then I had to consciously do something. That's where I wrote out a vision, or I had to write my goal, or I had to do some of the things you were talking about. So I found that I have to keep doing it, and it's not a have to in a negative way. It's a have to in a fun way. It's almost like writing out a Christmas list, saying, wow, universe, I'd really like to have this and this and this, and I'd really like to experience this and this and this. It'd be really cool if you can bring it by this and this and this. Then it's just fun. It's placing my order with the universe, kind of depositing it in through the mental bank, so to speak, and then acting on my hunches and paying attention to the opportunities and acting on them when they show up, and being dazzled and surprised as it all unfolds. It's a wonderful process.